Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the lecture number 17 and 18 of Global Business Management class. And today we will try to understand the mechanisms and processes of international business strategies for your organization. Why your organization should consider expanding their business in international markets. So you can understand the importance of when you will try to understand the possible benefits you are getting while you are expanding your business to the foreign markets. At the same time, you have to elaborate and understand the reasons and strategies which you are going to utilize for foreign market expansion, and what will be the value of collaboration with your global competitors, and at the same time how you are going competitors and the advantages of strategic alliance you are going to form with other organizations. So let's clear the definition of strategy. A firm strategy can be defined as the actions that managers take to attain the goals of the firm. Typically, strategic focus on profitability and profit growth are the main two concern focus for any firm when they want to expand their business. And what we mean by profitability, it refers to the rate of return the firm makes on its invested capital. आई मीन अगर एक फर्म है जो पैसा इन्वेस्ट कर रही है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे, बिल्डिंग पे, प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट पे, तो दैट इज विद द अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि आफ्टर सर्टेन टाइम it will pay back in terms of revenues and profits. And at the same time, we have to understand the concept of profit growth, that is the percentage increase in net profits over the period of time. Now let's try to understand the concept of value creation. Because value creation is translate in the profitability of a firm. So as a marketing firm or as a business owner, you have to understand, to increase the profitability, value must be created for consumers. Simply put, value can be translated in the tangible products as well as intangible services which your firm is going to provide to the potential and existing customers. Value creation is measured by difference between V, that will be the price that the firm can charge for the product given competitive pressure, the cost a consumer have to pay for to avail your products or services, that will be denoted by V, whereas the C will be the cost of producing that product. So two basic strategies for creating values are differentiation. It means that you have to differentiate your product from rest of the competition available in the market. For that we can adopt certain excuse me, for that we can adopt certain strategies. Likewise, product innovation, cost reduction can be another one. Then we can provide variants, and variants based on the different price tiers. These are the possible strategies we can adopt. Now we have to elaborate the determinants. What are the key factors which determine the enterprise value? So enterprise value is basically a combination of two things. One is profitability, and the second one is profit growth rate in any given market in specific time bracket. Profitability can be achieved through reduced cost of manufacturing, distribution, and promotion, etc. While at the same time we have to add the value in our products. That value can be tangible in nature as well as sought or unsought value aspects from customers can be collected, and they should be included in your product. Whereas profit growth is sell more in existing markets and at the same time try to enter in new market, capture new markets. Now these new markets can be within the same country or it can be into the new market country as well. To maximize profitability, a firm must pick a position on the efficiency frontier that is viable in the sense that there is enough demand to support that choice. अब अगर आप वो मैनेजमेंट का बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट रिकॉल करें तो which is management is the combination of efficiency and effectiveness, where efficiency was the minimum usage of resources, maximum output you have to produce, and effectiveness was when and where you have to meet the deadlines. That will be the effectiveness of your policies. And then configure its internal operations so that they support that particular position which you have developed for international businesses, and make sure that the firm has the right organizational structure in place to execute that particular strategy for international businesses. So the firm strategy, operations, and organizations must all be consistent with each other in order to achieve a competitive advantage and superior profitability. Firm itself as a value chain. Firms are essentially value chains composed of a series of distinctive value creation activities, which should include but not limit to production of the products, and then marketing of those products and material management, raw material, supplies, equipment, machineries, and most importantly, research and development work, followed by human resource, information systems, and the firm infrastructure as a whole. Combining these different distinctive value creation activities, it will translate into value creation firm. Value creation activities can be categorized into two sub activities. One is primary activities, and the second one is support activity. Primary activities involve creating the product, marketing and delivering the product to buyers, and providing support and after sales services to the buyers of the product. Whereas support activities provide the input that allows the primary activity of production and marketing to occur. For the case of understanding, let's say कि आप लोगों के पास कोई एक मोबाइल फोन हैंडसेट होगा राइट नाउ, या आप जिस लैपटॉप पे भी एक ये लेक्चर सुन रहे होंगे, तो वो भी किसी कंपनी की ब्रांडेड कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट होगी. तो अब इसके अंदर प्राइमरी एक्टिविटी ऑफ दैट कंपनी वाज टू प्रोड्यूस, डेवलप एंड मार्केट दैट पर्टिकुलर लैपटॉप और मोबाइल. But there were certain supportive activities like was human resource management, infrastructure development, or information technology department, or customer care department. These were the secondary support activities when ensured the timely and cost effectively availability of the unit right now through which you are listening to this lecture. This is the graphical representation of value chain. Likewise, I've talked about the primary activities include R&D, production of the tangible products or services which you are going to deliver to the final consumers, and then marketing and sales campaigns and activities related to those products which you have developed, and last step is customer care itself. These are the core primary activities. Meanwhile, supportive activities involve information systems, logistics, and human resource. These departments do coexist within the firm, but their role is secondary in nature. Organizational architecture is the key element of implementation of international business strategy, and the totality of a firm's organization, formal organization structure must exist within your organization, and there should be established control systems through which you have to keep a check and balance on your organizational performance, and then you have to develop the incentives for employees as well as other internal stakeholders. Organizational culture should be established and communicated, and then most importantly the people. These are the core components of organizational architect. Now let's talk about organizational structure, the formal division of the organization into sub-units. These can be strategic business units as well as the departmental structure within the organization. So it will be divided into sub-units. Such as within the organization, it can be a human resource department, information system department, accounts department, inventory management department, quality control department, to name a few. The location of decision-making responsibilities within that structure, department-wise, you have to nominate certain departmental heads, and it's their responsibility to manage the daily operations of their respective departments, which should be in align with the overall organizational objective. The next point is the establishment of integrating mechanisms to coordinate the activities of sub-units, including cross-functional teams or pan-regional committees. Now this is interesting. Right now in dynamic environment, teams are not department specific but cross-functional teams. I mean, maybe if a team consists of 6 people, so these 6 people can belong to 6 different departments, but they will be collaborating for the single cause of fulfilling the requirements of consumers. Or it can be pan-regional. Maybe one member can be from Asian region, one can be from European region, and the composition of team can include the people from regional and divisional headquarters as well, to name a few. Okay. Now let's talk about organizational structure as it was earlier communicated. Organizational structure architect, sorry, not structure, but architect must include but not limit to the structure of the organization. It includes infrastructure, buildings, machinery, equipment, then maybe incentives and cultures which will be established under the control mechanism of your organization, and then the established and communicated and practiced culture of your organization for related to business ethics or business processes must be inculcated. And most crucial element of any organizational architect is the workforce of that organization. अगर आप ये ग्राफ देखोगे, ये चार्ट देखोगे, तो इसमें टू वे कम्युनिकेशन है, टू वे इन्फ्लुएंस है. People can influence the incentive system, structures, culture and processes, whereas process can also influence structure, people, and culture. So it's a two-way communication, not a linear flow of information or effectiveness, but rather a two-way communication. Okay, now how you are going to implement your proposed strategy? First of all, you have to develop the control mechanisms through which you are going to periodically analyze the performance and outcomes of your implemented strategy. Controls are the metrics used to measure the performance of subunits and make judgments about how well the subunits are run. Now, incentives are the devices used to reward appropriate managerial behavior. Now we have to understand appropriate managerial behavior. It should be correlated with the organizational objectives where personal clash should not exist. Personal interest should never be superior as compared to organizational interest. Processes, the manner in which decisions are made and work is performed within that organization. And then second last, we have to develop organizational culture, that is the combination of norms and value systems that are shared among the employees of department, organization or subunit, and most importantly the people, because they are the driving mechanism of any organization. Employees in the strategy used to recruit, compensate and train those individuals which are part of your workforce. In sum, to conclude it, strategic fit is the answer for value creation of firm as a value chain. So to attain superior performance and earn a high return on capital, a firm strategy must make sense given market conditions. Where you are operating, where your business operations exist, you have to understand the environmental factors because they are going to directly impact your organizational performance. And secondly, the operations of the firm must support the firm's strategy. Strategy and operations, tactical operations, strategic operations should align with the firm's strategy. Then they are going to complement each one another. Otherwise it will be a deviation from a strategy. The organizational architect of the firm must match the firm's operations and strategy. If the market conditions shift, so must the firm's strategy, operations, and organizations as well. Right here, I will stop and conclude the part one of our this lecture series. Inshallah, see you people in second part of this lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.